Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Wherever you may be watching me from, I hail you specially. My name is Linda Ateke, also known as Ninja to Canada PR, the Express Entry Class Captain. So today our video is about the Alberta Advantage Immigration Program that was just released yesterday, 18th of January 2023. And I'm here to give you guys the lowdown, the gist about it, so that if you have family members in Alberta, they can start getting prepared and seeking your support. Or if you have people that you want to help, you can send them the information and then they work towards it. So there are different streams in the Alberta Advantage Immigration Program, which I'll be referring to after now as AAIP. And there's a stream for workers. Number one is the Alberta Opportunity Stream for people who live and work in Alberta or who have a job offer from an Alberta employer. Number two is the Alberta Express Entry Stream. This is for qualified candidates who have an active express entry profile. The tech workers are also included under this stream, and they can also qualify for expedited processing. There's also the rural renewal stream for people with a job offer from an Alberta employer in a designated rural Alberta community. So if you have a job offer from an employer in a designated rural community, you can also apply to this stream. There's also a pathway for entrepreneurs. So if number one under the pathway for entrepreneurs is rural entrepreneurial stream. You can apply if you're going to open a business in a rural area in Alberta. Then there's also the graduate entrepreneur stream. This is for international graduates of approved post-secondary institutions who wants to start a business or buy one in Alberta. You can also receive an expression of interest. Then there's a farm stream for people that are into agriculture. And then there's the foreign graduates entrepreneurial stream. So if you receive a notification of interest letter from Alberta, also called an NOI or a NOI letter from Alberta, you must send a copy of the letter along with additional info that they request that you send to them to the AAIP within 2 weeks of receipts. You must have an active express entry profile. Your primary occupation in your express entry profile must be an occupation that supports Alberta's economic development. You should also have a stated interest in immigrating to Alberta permanently. So there's no dago year. You must express interest in living and working in Alberta. And then you must also have a minimum CRS score of 300. So there are some facts that will increase your chances, such as number one, you have an Alberta job offer. Number two, you're a graduate of a Canadian post-secondary institution. Luckily, they did not put a caveat here that that institution must be from Alberta. They said a Canadian institution, post-secondary Canadian institution. And number three that will increase your chances is if you have a parent, child, brother, sister who is a PR or citizen and is living in Alberta. For me now, I live in Alberta, so of course I'm looking to help as many of my people that are directly related to me on this pathway. And then also number four, fact that might increase your chance is if French is your first language. So let's say you've written TEF. That simply means that if you've written what's it called, TEF, and you're very comfortable with the language, when you're filling out your express entry profile, pick French as your first language. That would like really help you along the way. So factors that will decrease your chances. Number one will be your express entry profile expires in 5 months or less. Number two will be your primary occupation in your express entry profile is in the Alberta opportunity. Your primary occupation in your federal express entry profile is not in the list of NOCs or the tier system that they now use. Is not in that list, or it has a high volume of submissions across all AAIP program. What this means is that if your occupation is one, let's use a teacher for instance. Let's say I'm a teacher, and then there are so many teachers that are applying to all that to the Alberta stream, this particular stream. It might also reduce your chances. To be considered for nomination, you must also meet the assessment criteria. So please review it before you apply to ensure that you meet this criteria. And then the assessment criteria, you must meet it on the day you submit your application, and also on the day that your application is being assessed. So if you meet it on the day you submit, but for some reason, let's say your IELTS or your TEF expires, or your WES has expired, on the day that it's being picked up to be assessed, you're going to be rejected. So those are 2 caveats there. It's not one. Just to explain that to you guys. So again, you should have an active express entry profile. Your NOC code, that's your occupation, must support Alberta's development. You must meet the criteria of at least one of the federal immigration programs, that's CEC, that's Canadian Experience Class, Federal Skilled Trade Program, Federal Skilled Workers Program, that's express, what is popularly known as express entry. And you must intend to live and work in Alberta. And you must have a minimum CRS score of 300. So you cannot apply if you are a refugee claimant, or you are an individual that is involved in a federal appeal or removal process. You cannot also apply if you have an active nomination under any of the AAIP streams. You cannot apply if you have a letter from previous AAIP application stating that you are currently ineligible to reapply due to past misrepresentation. So the application steps will be: fill out your express entry profile, receive a notification of interest from Alberta, email a copy of the letter to AAIP at albertaexpressentry@gov.ab.ca within 2 weeks. You must also provide your express entry profile number. You must provide the email you would use for all future AAIP correspondence. If selected, you also need to have a my Alberta Digital ID. Acronym is MADI, M-A-D-I, my Alberta Digital ID account, using that same email that you provided to them before. So my advice here will be, you have an email that you're using for anything that is serious, be it express entry applications or any other any other immigration stream, maybe job applications, and that is the only email you use, and then make sure that you're checking it, so you don't go and give them two different emails, because now they're saying if it's not the same email, they will nullify your application, so it must be the same email. If selected, you will receive a request via email to apply. If you do not get this email from them, you are ineligible. You have to read all the terms and conditions. You have to review the assessment criteria I've mentioned earlier in the video, and demonstrate that you meet them at the time you applied and at the time when your application is assessed. Then you will complete the application and pay a fee of $500 within 24 hours of submission, or your application will be cancelled. And then they also put a caveat that that $500 that you're paying, which is Canadian dollars, must also be paid with one credit card in the same transaction, which means you're not about to pay $150 here and come and pay another $150 there, and then pay $200, and then using 2 different or 3 different credit cards or debit cards. It has to be one card, one transaction, and within 24 hours after you must have submitted your application. When you are approved, when your application is approved for provincial nomination, you receive your nomination in your express entry account, and you must accept that nomination within 30 days. If not, it will be revoked, and you have to go and start afresh again. Then then when you accept the nomination, you automatically get 600 points added to your minimum score of 300, which will be 900. So getting 600 points means that you are guaranteed of an invitation to apply, otherwise known as an ITA, during the next draw. So let's say you accept your nomination on a Tuesday and the draw is on a Wednesday, or you accept it on a Wednesday morning and the draw is that same Wednesday, you must get an ITA from the Canadian government. And then when you get that ITA, that's invitation to apply for permanent residence, that is when you start processing your application for PR. My express entry book will guide you on all the steps so that you don't make any mistake in your application and then you go and lose out. If you need that the book, I'll drop the link in the description box for you to go and purchase the book, and it is going to be automatically delivered to your email after purchase, except of course you're paying in Naira. If you're paying in Naira, feel free to email me, and or send me a message on my Nigeria to Canada PR page on Instagram, and I'll send you my details. And when you pay and I've confirmed the payment, I'll email you your ebooks. If you choose to pay via PayPal, you would also be responsible for the PayPal transaction fees. So my fee will be my fee, and then you responsible. But it will be slightly more expensive because you'll be responsible for the PayPal transaction fee. So then another point is, if you're nominated under the accelerated tech pathway, but you do not have a valid work permit at the time of nomination, you receive what is called a 204C package, which is a letter of support in your nomination package. You use this 204C package to apply to IRCC for a work permit, which will be granted to you so that you can come into Canada, start working while processing your PR. I hope this information is of help to you. Please share, like, subscribe, support me, and please just to note, usually because I give a lot of free information, so a lot of people do not want to buy my ebook. So if your information that you come to my DM to ask me for is in my ebook, henceforth I will not be responding to it, except of course you are willing and you're able to pay for my time. I've given out a lot of free information over the years, you know, and then right now is the time that I'm choosing to charge for it. So if you're willing and able to support me, I'll be happy about it. But if you're also not willing and able to support me, I'm also going to be happy about it. But don't expect a response to your questions. No free picking of my brain anymore. Because when I go through white people's pages, I see where people say, do you have an ebook about this? I'll happily buy it. But we, our fellow Nigerians and Africans, say, can I just pick your brain? Quick one, please, oh. No quick one anymore. This is the new year. I've been at this since 2019, helping as many people as possible. But right now, due to my commitment, I'm unable to be offering quick ones anymore. So if you are willing to hop on a call, if you want to hop on a Zoom call, it will be a paid call. If you want to ask a quick one, it will also be a paid one. Thank you very much and have a great day. Bye-bye.